In this module, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the best way to search and find the home that you want to buy. You went through the modules, or you should have, with going through and showing you how to search using Zillow and using the filters, and the same thing with Realtor.com. Now, something to understand, two very popular search sites because they give you loads of information and a lot of the houses that are on the market and that are available. The way both those websites work is they get their information from the local MLS. That's the realtor boards that put their properties on the listing. So as an agent gets a listing, they go onto their local MLS on the computer and they put all the information in there. And then Zillow is purchasing that information, and Realtor.com's purchasing that information, and it's being imported into their sites. Now, there's a delay in any time something's done on the MLS and it goes to Zillow or Realtor.com. Generally, a couple of days. So anything that you're seeing on those sites could already be 2 days old because it takes time to come in. The other thing that I've noticed, especially on Zillow, is that there'll be a delay when a house goes for sale. So a house could be pending, it could be sold, and it still might be showing up on Zillow. Sometimes on Realtor.com too, but I've really noticed it on Zillow. And I've even seen houses that sold 6 months ago and they're still showing on Zillow for sale. So that's how that information's imported. Now, excuse me, when a realtor's putting that information into the MLS, there's a box they can check, and it can say, I don't want it going to Zillow, or I don't want it going to Realtor.com, or I don't want it going to any of these other websites out there. I want to stay on the local MLS. As agents do that to try and keep the house or the listing, that sale in-house in that brokerage, then if you're just searching on Realtor.com or Zillow, you're missing those ones, and it happens more than you could imagine. Something else to know on there is that when the agents are checking that little box, they're notifying the seller, you know, we're going to keep it off, and they might tell them for the first week, and we'll just keep it in here. So it shouldn't be something that's done behind your back. If you're buying a house and then selling to buy, when you're selling, you want to make sure that agent does post it out there. I mean, there's so many people looking on Realtor.com and Zillow. You want it out there. In this module, I'm telling you the best way for you to search for a home, but when you're selling a home, it needs to be on there. And like I said before, it needs to be everywhere and anywhere on the internet. Okay, so something that's really important to understand about Realtor.com and Zillow, they're the monsters that they are from bringing in advertising dollar. They don't ask you for any money. They ask you for information, and then they turn around and sell your information to all these agents. What an agent does, an agent says, okay, I want to buy leads in this zip code or in this area. It's generally done by zip code. And so they bid on buying leads in that area. So there might be 2 or 3 agents in that area, and there might be 10,000 impressions available. So one agent comes in, they say, okay, I'll buy all 10,000 impressions, and they're spending a lot of money. They're going to buy that many impressions. They're going to buy the whole area. They're going to spend a lot of money on that. But then the funny thing is, Zillow comes in and they make another line, and they say, okay, we're going to open up another 10,000 impressions. So you say, well, you know, how'd you do that? I thought I bought it all. They're creating this bid scenario. So as agents come in and they spend more money, and agents are spending $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 a month to get these leads. And those leads are the information that you're putting there, so you can save your search, or when you're asking a question on a particular house in that little box, that information's being sold because agents are giving Zillow and Realtor.com so much money to be able to be in those zip codes. And some agents are in multiple zip codes and trying to work all the different leads. So when you're shooting off an email, unless you check that box, you're not shooting it to that particular agent. You're giving it to Zillow, and Zillow's doing what they want with it. And there's a darn good chance that when you check that box and send it to that agent, Zillow and Realtor.com are still keeping your information to sell it at a later time, right? So that's how they make their money. That's why they want you on the sites. And you can see the different advertising banners and stuff when you're on those sites for different lenders and things like this. Obviously, they're making money on that. But the real way they make money is because all these agents are buying your information in those particular zip codes. And that's how they're calling you on the lead. When I was doing the videos on both Realtor.com and Zillow, my phone was blowing up on Zillow. I was getting email after email after email. I had to mute it because it was dinging the whole time. So it's funny, I end up having to shoot it again because I'm watching the video and I'm hearing this ding and I'm like, what is that? And I realized, oh, that was my phone. So I had to reshoot it and put my phone on mute because Zillow knew I was on there. So I'd sold a house using Zillow and put it directly into Zillow. So Zillow has my information. They know when I go on and do something. So I'm in there on that. My phone's blowing up. So if you don't want that to happen, don't fill out those boxes. Don't save them. Do like I showed you in the video and copy and paste them into Word. Okay, the best way to find a house for sale is going to be through your real estate agent. The real estate agent has direct access to the local MLS, right? And what they can do, you just keep in mind, when Zillow and Realtor.com are getting the information, it's coming from whatever the realtors put in the MLS. And on the MLS, when a realtor goes in and enters stuff, it's amazing the things that they can put in there. They can say, does it have a cooktop? Does it have a double oven? Does it have a separate shower in the master and a separate tub? Is it a jacuzzi tub? I mean, it just gets so detailed in there. They can say, is it a saltwater pool? Does it have a PebbleTech finish? It's just incredible, the amount of things that are in there. So when your agent sets up a search for you in the MLS, they go in and they ask, what kind of house do you want? What's your dream? What's it look like? Paint a picture for me. At least they should be. The good ones will. And then when they do the search, they're going to put all these things that you want in the house. And they'll click a button and those things can be emailed to you as they come up. So it could be throughout the day. You're getting an email that says, hey, a new listing popped up. It could be you want them sent to you every night. Maybe you want them sent every morning. And it'll group them. Maybe I only want them 3 days a week. Generally speaking, buyers want as soon as they get it, as soon as it comes on, right? They want that information instantly. So you go through, you check the box that says send it to them as soon as it comes up, 24/7, and those listings are going to come to you. When that first gets set up, you're going to get a bunch, right? Because it's going to give you everything that's on the market. After that, they might just kind of come in, one a day. You might go a couple of days, you don't get anything. Don't think that it's not working. It's only going to refresh it when something changes. So you could have a price point of $300,000, but the search, you told your agent, hey, set it up to $326,500, and something came in at $320,000. You looked at it, you liked it, you kind of favorited it on there, and the agent knows you favorited it, and you could tell the agent, hey, this one's nice, but it's too high. I'm going to watch it, see if the price comes down. Well, if that seller reduces that price on the surge, you're going to get another email. It says, hey, this house is for sale. It's $305,000 now. And you're going to be able to look at it and go, wow, they dropped the price. That's all going to happen automatically. Now, the other cool thing about it is you can be very specific on what you want. Yes, I want a double oven. I want a cooktop with 5 burners. I want granite in my kitchen. I want a jacuzzi tub in the master. I want a pool and spa in the backyard. You can be very specific with all these things you want. And then as you're going along and you're just not finding the house you want, you can tell the agent, all right, you know what? Instead of having the pool and spa for the backyard, let's just go swimming pool. It doesn't have to have a spa. We'll make a contingency or a concession on that. So they'll take it off. Well, it's not going to eliminate the ones with the spa. It's just going to add to it with the ones that have the pool if they don't have a spa. So you'll still see both, but that might open it up to where you get more homes available to look at. So you can go in very specific and then start backing off and saying, okay, we don't need this, we don't have to have that, and backing off and expand that pool of homes that's available to you. So again, the very best way to find the house that you want to get is to go through a realtor and have them set you up on the search. And again, they can get it as specific as you want. If you don't want to go too detailed, back it off and do it the way you want. Also, remember on the pricing, if you're shopping in the 300 and you go, well, I'm going to go 290 to 310, that's a narrow window. I suggest you stretch it out. And don't be afraid to hit the odd numbers. So I'm going to go from 281 to 321. Don't just stop at 20. Why? Because most buyers do that. Most buyers set it at that range. Something else to keep in mind when you're selling a house. When you're selling that house, you want to keep your pricing at a positive window. Okay, knowing that a buyer is going to search 280 to 320. If you priced your house at 321, that person's going to miss it. You're going to catch the ones that are going from maybe 300 to 350. But the buyer that's going from 280 to 320 and you're at 321, for most buyers, you're just going to miss it. So just keep that in mind when you're setting your pricing. You could come in at 319, 999. It's $1,000 and a buck different, but you're going to catch those buyers that are doing it in that window. So just something to think about when you're selling and buying. Little helpful tip there on the pricing. Okay, that's it. Best ways to search. Get the right realtor. You're stacking your team, right? Get the right realtor to put that search information in there and let that search results come to you without you having to jump on and scroll through everything. And don't worry about missing the ones that aren't showing up on Zillow and Realtor. If you do it through your local agent, they're going to have them all. All right. We'll see you in the next module.